Well, the special relationship between the United States and Israel is incredibly important for a wide variety of reasons. It's anchored in our shared democratic values. Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East. It's our closest ally in the Middle East and one of our closest allies in the world. The relationship between the United States and Israel is also an important one because of our shared strategic interests in a region where we've been entangled in conflict and where the world has been entangled in conflict. And the United States, as the leader of the free world, can't do it alone. And it's important to have our close friend and ally here in Israel, which is really a strategically important place on the global stage. Lastly, as someone who represents the 9th most African American district in the country and the 16th most Jewish, it's important for me personally to stand strongly with Israel as a Jewish democratic state, a sanctuary and homeland for the Jewish people who've experienced 2,000 plus years of persecution and pogroms, and of course the horrors of the Holocaust, that crime against humanity. And I tell people all the time back at home that, as long as I have any constituent who grew up in a household or may still live in a household who has a bag packed and has to ask their mother or their father, their grandmother, their grandfather, why do you have that bag packed? Are we going anywhere? No, but you never know when things may turn in the wrong direction. As much as the United States post-World War II has been a place that has embraced the Jewish community, 2,000 years of history suggest that there should be a homeland for the Jewish people, a sanctuary to allow for self-determination and the protection of the Jewish community throughout the world. Well, it's important for the relationship between the United States and Israel to remain one that is not partisan, that it's not a Democratic issue or Republican issue, it's an American issue. And being able to stand together at Yad Vashem, a place that I've had the opportunity to now visit multiple times. Each time I visited Yad Vashem, it's incredibly moving because it represents the ugly underbelly, the downside of humanity, what can happen when things go wrong or good people fail to stand up or turn a blind eye. And I think it's a scar that will forever be with the Jewish people, but what also is important is that it's a scar for all of humanity. And I think an important recognition, not just of the significance and place of Israel, which traces its roots as a homeland for the Jewish people back to biblical times, but an important reminder that things can go wrong, but because of the strength and resilience and the upside of humanity, as demonstrated by the Jewish community and its allies and the heroes who tried to provide sanctuary during that Holocaust, that is a tremendous legacy to be able to stand on and be inspired by to make the world the best possible place it can be. Well, the AIEF trip is packed from beginning to end, all with important meetings, exchanges, dialogue, visits, where you can witness things on your own, appreciate the complexities that Israel finds itself in perhaps the most difficult, toughest neighborhood in the world. It's hard to appreciate the security context within which Israel operates without being able to be on the ground, visit, witness things for yourself, talk to stakeholders across the spectrum, and learn from those experiences, which will make you a better policymaker and even more invested in continuing this special relationship. There was a glisten in Prime Minister Bennett's eyes when we talked about the possibility of being able to provide that funding for Iron Dome moving forward and provide him at least a date certain, March 11th, by which we were determined to make it happen. And it was a reminder, I think, for all of us as members of Congress that we have this opportunity to really serve in a public policy body that is of enormous consequence, not just to the people that we represent or the country, but in fact to the world. And Israel, as one of our closest allies in the world, it was a reinforcement of the responsibility that we all have as lawmakers to try to make the world the best place that it can possibly be. And as it relates to Iron Dome, certainly we're committed to making sure we deliver on that advancement.